talk about the measurement. So let us start our discussion about the measurement. So we'll talk first about the frequency measurement, then power measurement, attenuation measurement, VSWR measurement, impedance measurement, and then insertion loss measurement. Now, whenever it comes to the microwave frequency, or when it comes to the measurement part of the microwaves, you are not supposed to, as the in a normal, in the low frequency circuits, your elements are lumped elements, whereas you can very well comment on voltage, current, and a power, and then frequency, something like that. But whenever it comes to the distributed elements, now you are not supposed to talk about the voltage, and a current. So it's better to talk in terms of the power. So here we are using a different techniques to measure the power, measure the frequency for microwave. So first we'll talk about the frequency measurement. Uh, and before talking about the frequency measurement, we'll just see how that low frequency and a microwave frequency terminologies changes. So what are the terminologies for low frequency? First is the power. So when it comes to the power, in a low frequency, voltage and current can be measured, hence is the power. So P is equal to, you can say, you can talk in terms of the voltage and current. Now when it comes to the microwave frequency, difficult to measure V and I in a transmission line, hence is desirable to measure power directly. Circuit elements, at the low frequency your lumped elements hence can be identified and measured, but when it goes to the microwave frequency, your elements are distributed and impedance of whole circuitry can be measured. What are the parameters? Now in the low frequency, your parameters can be exactly known, but in the microwave frequency, many parameters cannot be measured for their absolute values. That is relative measurement. So this is the difference between low frequency versus microwave frequency. Now we'll talk about the frequency measurement. So in the frequency measurement, the ways of frequency measurement, the first method is the mechanical method. In the mechanical method, we are going to talk about the two methods. One is the wave meter method, and other one is nothing but the slotted line method. In the electronic method, we are having the down conversion method. So if I categorize the frequency measurement, I have two methods. The first method is the mechanical method, and other one is nothing but the electronics method. So in the mechanical method, I have two things, whereas wave meter, I can use a wave meter method, or I can go for the slotted line method. So if you go for the wave meter method, you can use a two types of the wave meters. Either you can go for the absorption type wave meter, or you can go for the transmission type wave meter. Okay, so this is how you're going to classify the frequency measurement. As the direct measurement is not possible, we're going for the indirect measurement. One is the mechanical, another one is nothing but the electronics. In the electronics, again, wave meter and a slotted line. In a wave meter, again, two types. You can go for the absorption type wave meter, you can go for the transmission type of the wave meter. So we'll start our discussion with the wave meter method. So you can see here the typically constructed, this is same as or you can say this is nothing but the resonant cavity where our two ends are closed. ठीक है? And this is the coupling hole through which you are coupling your microwave frequency. Okay, so typically constructed from cylindrical cavity resonator with a variable short circuit termination. Shorting plunger is used to change the resonance frequency of the cavity by changing the cavity length. As we have already seen, maybe this is A, this is B, and the length will be called as the D. So here your resonant frequency will be depending, or will depend on what? It will depend on the length of that cavity. So you are having this shorting plunger which decides the length of this particular cavity. Now, when you talk about the TE011 mode, so this TE011 mode is used because it's higher quality factor and absence of axial current. TM010 mode is excited in the cavity through coupling hole by magnetic field coupling. So जो भी आपको measure करना है, आप उसको यहाँ से couple कर दीजिए. ठीक है? What happens now? Possible oscillations due to plunger can be avoided by placing a block of polytron at its back. So This is one care taken to avoid the you can say possible oscillations. Now different plunger positions result into the different cavity resonant frequency, now which can be calibrated by observing dip into the power meter, which is connected by means of the waveguide. So for Q ranging from 1000 to 50,000, the accuracy of wave meter is 1% to 0.005%. Now, since power is absorbed in the wave meter at the resonance, this will be called as the absorption type wave meter. So, in the absorption type wave meter, you will find the deep. आपको deep कहाँ पे मिलेगा? In the absorption type. So you will observe the deep. Deep means this will be your output, and at a particular frequency resonance occurs and it absorbs the complete power. So you will get a zero power here, and that's why this is called as the deep. This is observed in the absorption type wave meter. Now slotted line method. Now whenever it comes to the slotted line method, if I'm using a frequency measurement slotted line method, now I'll just write here the setup which we have seen. This will be the microwave source, ठीक है. उसके बाद you will have a isolator over here. You will have a frequency meter here if you are interested in measuring the frequency directly. Frequency meter के बाद आपका आएगा attenuator. If you are using it, okay. Not using it will be okay. Next one will be the slotted line. Third, second last will be the detector mount, and then you will have a CRO power meter, whatever device you want to use. ठीक है. Now here in the slotted line, the structure is like this. अगर आप slotted line का structure यहाँ पे देखेंगे, it's a simple waveguide. This is a simple waveguide, and in this waveguide, one slot is made. So you'll find there will be the slot. ठीक है, यहाँ पे एक slot होगा in between यहाँ पे, and then you're just putting one probe through this slot. So you're inserting one probe through this slot. So ये आपका होगा probe. आपने यहाँ पे एक probe insert किया है, ठीक है. Now when you are moving this, and this will be connected to the movable kind of thing. So when you are moving these probes, and inside this, because of incident wave and the reflected wave, some standing waves will be formed. So I'll just show it with the other colors. You'll understand that this is nothing. I'm so sorry. So, आपके यहाँ पे अंदर these are nothing but the standing waves, ठीक है. So as I'm getting the standing waves over here, I'll have a this minimum voltage will be called as the minima, and this maximum voltage will be called as the maxima, and this complete will be called as the guide wavelength. ठीक है. Now how I can calculate the guide wavelength? So guide wavelength is nothing but the 2c. This is two maximas. If I am able to find out the distance between two maximas, I'll multiply it with the 2. So lambda g will be 2 into distance between two successive maximas, or in other way, if we are having this is lambda g by 2, so I can calculate lambda g is equal to 2 into distance between two successive minimas. ठीक है. So you can find out lambda g, and we know the relationship of lambda 0 and lambda g. Lambda 0 square is equal to lambda g square plus lambda c square. ठीक है. Now if I can understand what is lambda 0, I can calculate the frequency. ठीक है, क्योंकि my aim is to find out the frequency. So if I can calculate now lambda g, I can very well comment on how you can calculate the lambda c. Twice ab divided by m square b square plus n square a square. ठीक है. So if I know what is the mode, I can calculate lambda c. So I can put the value of lambda g here, I can put the value of lambda c here, and I can comment on the lambda 0. Otherwise, another formula you have for this particular lambda g and a lambda c is nothing but the you can calculate this lambda g and a lambda c in such a way. Just give me a minute. So here we can calculate your lambdas. You can rearrange this one and you can find out. So we know that your lambda g can be calculated is equal to lambda 0 1 minus lambda 0 by I have just rearranged the term. And if I am using TE10 mode. So TE10 mode, I am using m is equal to 1 and n is equal to 0. So this will be 1 here. So I can put this 1, b square bb will get cancelled. So I can say lambda c for 1 0 will be twice of a. So it's easy to calculate. I have got lambda c here. I have got lambda 0. Sorry, lambda g here. I have got lambda c here. So by knowing the lambda 0, I can calculate f is equal to c by lambda 0. So this is the method to calculate the frequency using the slotted line. Okay? So this is the second method. Now third is nothing but the frequency measurement by down conversion method, and this is the electronic method which we have seen. Now instead of measuring frequency directly, what you are doing, you are down converting that frequency. So if you'll see, you are having multipliers here, harmonic generator, spin switch filter. You just remember that whenever you are doing this, your IF will be fixed, okay? And your this harmonic generator will generate harmonics of that filter. So your fundamental frequency is say f1, then your harmonic filter will generate an f1 kind of things. ठीक है, जो भी आपको चूज करना है, there will be the unknown frequency over here. So accurate measurement can be done, and this is a heterodyne converter. Why heterodyne? Heterodyning का मतलब होता है, the heterodyne meaning is a mixing. So what actually you are doing? You are doing a mixing of unknown microwave frequency. So whatever this frequency is nothing but the microwave frequency, whose frequency you don't know. So this frequency will be mixed with the known, or this IF. IF is nothing but the subtraction of this particular frequencies. That is, you can say fx minus an f1. Okay, and IF is fixed. So once your IF is fixed and you need to know what frequency you need to generate through this pin switch filter to generate that IF, you can very well comment on this particular. Now unknown frequency fx is down converted by mixing it with the known fa. Okay, that is fx minus fa is nothing but the fif. Now it is then amplified and measured by the counter. So this is the down conversion method. Now what you are doing, your fa is obtained by local oscillator frequency uh, multiplied with f1 convenient frequency, and is then passed through the harmonic generator to give series of harmonics. It is multiple of your fundamental frequency, f1 twice f1 thrice f1 4 times f1, something like that. Appropriate harmonic are then selected by tuning cavity such that fa, you are having a tuning cavity, you can select the appropriate harmonic, because you need an intermediate constant frequency. IF हमेशा constant होता है. To generate constant IF, you just tune a FA. ठीक है? So how much FA you need to tune to generate the IF will give you what frequency you have given. ठीक है? Now this can be added with the FIF and display unknown frequency FX. So typical value for F1 is 100 to 500 megahertz for a range of FX up to 20 gigahertz. So you can measure the frequency up to 20 gigahertz. So this is all about the frequency measurement using two methods, that is electronic method, which is down conversion method. Other one is nothing but the mechanical method, whereas you are using a wave meter and you are using the slotted lines.